Hello YouTube, this is the Vaultborn, here with special guest Basilisk Fang.
Hello everyone.
Before we get started on this episode, Basilisk Fang here will let you know a little bit more about him.
So, on my channel, I play all kinds of video games, everything from big AAA titles down to free flash games on the internet. I'm going to have Vaultborn here put a link to my channel in the description below, so make sure you guys check that out.
Today we will look at a game that is definitely not porn.
Not the way I play it.
Yeah, well, I play it for the plot. Yeah, that's it, the plot. The game we'll be looking at today is a mix of a tile matching game and a dating sim game, Huniepop. Huniepop is what you would expect from a dating simulation game, but with a mix of matching puzzles that you have to complete, it gives the game a unique twist that worked out well. Huniepop received mostly positive reviews upon its release on January of 2015. I myself enjoyed the game for the challenging puzzles it presented.
I like the girls.
Yes, well, the girls were nice.
And naughty. So naughty.
Moving on from that comment, we will quickly run through the plot of Huniepop. The game Huniepop starts with your character, who we will assume is always male because let's be honest,
Girls don't play porn.
I was going to say that only guys appreciate the complicated plot this game has.
I appreciated the hell out of it.
Huniepop starts with the male protagonist drinking alone at the bar. Suddenly, a cute-looking girl walks up to your character and starts a conversation with you. A few words are exchanged between the two of you and it becomes obvious that the main character gets very nervous around girls. The girl who identified herself as Q said that this might just work and says she'll see you real soon.
If you know what I mean.
It's not like that, Basilisk Fang.
Yet, anyway.
Yes, that part doesn't come till later.
It's my favorite part.
Later, your character is awakened by a strange-looking girl dressed in pink and has a set of pink wings. At first, your character is confused when the girl acts like she knows you since you have never seen a fairy before in your life, but the girl says that she is Q from the bar and she is actually a love fairy. Q explains that she is a love fairy and can change the color of her hair at will and conceal her wings. This is why Q appeared human at the bar even though she isn't. Q explains that a love fairy's job is to take guys like the main character who have absolutely no chances with the ladies and turn them into players. Q says that she has decided to take you on as a client and tells you to grab your shit because you two are going on a date.
I'll grab whatever she wants me to grab.
Q takes the player to a night lounge where she explains how a date works in this game. When the player goes on a date in this game, a matching puzzle game starts, in which the player must match same color icons to get enough points to complete the date.
It's just like real life.
The player must match at least 3 of the same icons to get points in this matching puzzle game to complete the date. To make the puzzle difficult, the player has a set amount of moves they can do before they run out of moves. If the player does not get enough points before they run out of moves, they will fail the date. After the practice date with Q, they both go back to the player's house and the next day starts. Q tells the player that they are going out to meet girls today, and to meet girls you have to go where the hot chicks are. Whatever place you decide to go first, you will hear a short conversation between two girls to get a feel for their personality. It should be noted here that this is definitely not stalking.
It's only stalking if they have evidence on you. I won that court case.
After you overhear this short conversation, you can talk to one of the girls. Q will give you advice on how to talk to the girls so you can choose the right conversation path to gain Huni. Basilisk Fang here will now explain the concept of Huni in this game.
So, Huni is a form of currency that the player can accumulate by talking to the girls in the game and by giving them presents. Huni is a currency not used to buy things like gifts, which Mooney is used to buy. Huni is used to purchase upgrades for your character. These upgrades are used to make the dates easier to succeed in, as they will give the player more points for matching different icons together. Once the player gets farther into the game, the puzzles become difficult and these upgrades become necessary, or else the player won't be able to succeed in the dates. The player can acquire Huni by choosing the correct conversation path when talking to a girl. The right conversation path usually depends on their personality and remembering things about what she has told you. The player can maximize the Huni they receive from a girl by giving them unique gifts. An example would be Asian stuff for the Asian chick. That should be it for the concept of Huni, so back over to the Vaultborn.
Thank you, Basilisk Fang.
You are welcome.
After the player successfully completes a date with the girl, they gain a heart point with that girl. After each heart point the player earns, he will receive a text from the girl with a picture attached. The pictures will get more and more scandalous the more heart points the player has with the girl.
Scandalous means the pictures get much better.
Yes, the pictures do get more interesting as the players get more heart points with that girl. Once the player acquires 5 heart points with a girl, they can take the girl on a night date. If the date goes well and is successful, the player will take the girl back to his house and have some, let's say, fun.
Adult sexy fun, that is.
While the player and the girl are having, quote, adult sexy fun, another puzzle must be completed. This puzzle is different from the others in two ways. The first way is that it is impossible for the player to fail in this puzzle. The second way is that the points the player obtains by matching icons drains over time, so the player must match enough icons in quick succession to complete this puzzle. Once the player completes this puzzle, the screen fades to black, and a very interesting photo is shown.
These are my favorite photos.
The time in the game then goes to morning of the next day, where the girl wakes up with the player and they can talk, or the player and the girl can leave. The player will be congratulated by Q for the first girl they were able to sleep with, and Q will decide to mix pleasure with work, and she starts to date the player as well.
It's always a good decision to mix pleasure with work, if you ask me.
If the player looks inside their inventory, they can see the girl's panties they just slept with. These panties are kept as a sort of trophy for the player. Now that we all know the general plot of this game, can we come up with a conspiracy about this game? Is it possible that Q was actually real? Or what if this whole game is the main character's descent into madness? Is the main character going insane and Q is really just a figment of his imagination? Are the other girls imagined as well? This is the conspiracy we'll be trying to prove today, so please enjoy the show. The first piece of evidence we have to look at is if it is possible for the main character to become insane in the first place, given what we know about him. At the beginning of the game, we learn that the player is very shy around girls and that he is very likely an introvert and has close to no interaction with other people. Knowing this, it is then very possible that the main character could have gone insane under these circumstances. There are multiple studies that prove that loneliness can negatively affect a person's mental health, and if this loneliness is for an extended amount of time, like it is with the main character, then the person can start to develop mental personality disorders that can cause someone to go insane. Basilisk Fang here will now examine the second piece of evidence we have to look at.
Okay, now that we explained that it is possible for the main character to go insane, we have to find evidence that this has happened. The first piece of evidence is Q herself. In the game, the character questions why he is the only one that can see Q. Q jokingly says it's because she's a figment of your imagination, then says that the reason is because she can choose who she reveals herself to. What if Q was right with the first thing she said? Think about it. If someone saw a love fairy but no one else could, wouldn't we all think that person is crazy? Most of the time, if a person starts to see things and have full conversations with this hallucination, then it's safe to assume that something is wrong with that person and they have gone crazy. It is most likely Q is really just a figment of the main character's imagination, and the fact that the main character believes she is real suggests that he has gone crazy. Back to you, Vaultborn.
Thank you for that, Basilisk Fang. Another piece of evidence we can find that proves the main character has gone crazy is the personality changes he goes through in the game. A person's personality is a trait that uniquely defines who they are, and it is not so easily changed. It is true that someone can change their personality, but this takes time and cannot be done overnight. This is not the case with the main character. We see the main character's personality change literally overnight. He starts not being able to talk to girls at all to a confident player that can date multiple girls at once. The main character also completely changes his personality to appease the girl he is talking to. While some guys will act a certain way to get a girl, even if it's not really who they are, it is never done this well. The main character goes on multiple dates with the girls, and with all this time it will become hard to keep up an act. This suggests that with each girl, the main character completely changes his personality so the girls don't think he is just lying to get in their pants. Once we examine the mental state of the main character in Huniepop, we can start to see that he is really going crazy as the game goes on. The fact that Q is most likely a hallucination of the player who has gone so far as to assign a personality to this hallucination, and that his personality changes so dramatically and quickly, it is very possible that the main character has gone crazy. It is also very possible that all the girls are figments of the character's imagination, as the character can date all of them at once without any negative consequences, even though the girls all know each other and talk to each other. If the girls were real, this would never happen, so the girls are most likely not real either. In conclusion, the main character of Huniepop has gone crazy, and instead about the game being about picking up chicks, it is really about a man's descent into madness. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope this made you think that there's a little more to this game than
Porn. There's more to it than porn.
Yes, there is more to this game than first meets the eye. Special thanks to Basilisk Fang for being a guest star. If you want to see more of Basilisk Fang, be sure to check out his channel where he has some entertaining Let's Plays. If you like this conspiracy and want to see more, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel.
And make sure you subscribe to my channel as you can watch my playthrough of Huniepop.
If you have any suggestions for future videos, leave it in the comments below. Until next time, YouTube, this is the Vaultborn, and thanks for watching.